Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH The Flame Emperor Part 14 based on novel. So let's start. You already knew there was something wrong with the yin and yang heart. Hearing this, Su Shuiying's eyes suddenly flashed, and Qingyue's voice suddenly became cold. At this time, he also did not want to fall out with Xiao Yan, although she was not afraid of the latter. It was written in the sarcophagus, but I only discovered it after you refined your yin-yang heart. Didn't you find it? Xiao Yan quickly cleared away that this woman is not as easy to talk as before, and they disagreed and said maybe it was a slap in the face. Su Shuiying's cheeks fluctuated, and she was obviously extremely angry. Naturally, she wouldn't be okay to see if there were any messages inside the coffin wall, and if there were, she wouldn't be tossed into this look. Su Shuiying is also clear that in order to absorb the power of the yin and yang heart, there is another way besides the combination of yin and yang, which is to refine black and white beads at the same time. Young Master Xiao Yan. As Su Shuiying's cheeks changed, the pure yin energy around her became more and more intense. She stared at Xiao Yan, and her cold voice suddenly became much softer again. What's the matter? If ordinary people were treated gently by this pharaoh-like beauty, they would probably soften their bones, but Xiao Yan felt that something was wrong and immediately said vigilantly. The little girl wants to borrow the black beads from your body. If the siege is resolved afterwards, she will definitely give the son a satisfactory reward. Su Shuiying said softly. This is not very good. The tutor once instructed that you must not break the body of a boy before you cultivate to the 7-star Do Emperor. Xiao Yang said with a dry smile. This is naturally Xiao Yang's nonsense. He neither has a teacher to guide him, nor does he have any rules to say that he must not break his body before the 7-star Do D. Young master, please rest assured, you don't need a man and a woman to have in order to get a man's yang energy. Even if the son has swallowed the black beads, the little girl has other means to take it out. Hearing Xiao Yang's words, Su Shuiying clenched her hand slightly. A little, then smiled faintly, said. Xiao Yang, be careful, this woman may want to forcefully extract the black yin and yang heart from your body. The black yin and yang heart has been swallowed by you, and the power of the terrifying flame in your body has now refined it. To absorb the power of yin and yang, you must combine yin and yang. If you are extracted from the energy of this black bead, you will definitely damage the foundation, and the sequelae will be extremely serious. The voice of the Golden Dragon King suddenly sounded solemnly in Xiao Yang's heart. He, if it is obtained in the normal yin and yang way, both parties can benefit a lot, but this woman is obviously very aloof. Even the young heroes like Wu Huan are hard to see. Naturally it is impossible to use that kind of the way is used for you. So you can't dream that people will give you a clean body. So now this woman is likely to open your stomach and take out the black beads. Damn, this woman is so cruel. Hearing the words of the Golden Dragon King, Xiao Yang's scalp also went numb, and he said without hesitation, Miss Su should go find someone else. I'm really not suitable. You? Hearing this, Su Shuiying's eyes became angry. Xiao Yang's words were too harsh. Young Master Xiao Yang, I said that no matter how big your loss is, I will compensate you several times. However, although she was angry, Su Shuiying was obviously very self-restrained. Even at this time, she still took a deep breath. Try to be as soft as possible. No interest, farewell. However, Xiao Yang did not listen to her words, clasped his fists, and then shot backwards. At the same time, a heavy ruler appeared under his feet, and when his palm clenched, the ancient ruler of eternal fire flashed out. Bang! When Xiao Yang stepped back, the flame force behind him also ran and slammed into the bronze gate. The powerful force actually did not slowly push the closed bronze gate open. Damn. Xiao Yang was also shocked. The hardness of this stone gate is far greater than that of ordinary stone gates, and even if he thinks about it, he is temporarily unable to get out. Xiao Yang also looked at the Qinglian woman with different expressions vigilantly. Seeing this scene, Su Shuiying's eyes were also cold, and the state of her body could not allow her to delay any longer. She waved her hand, and the blue lotus under her feet burst out, and then it was like a blue cable in the sky, facing the Xiao Yang flew away. Since young Master Lin Dong is unwilling to cooperate, the little girl will be offended. Seeing that Su Shuiying finally made her move, Xiao Yang's face also sank slightly, his body was surging with vindictive energy, and a milky white luster erupted from the ancient ruler of eternal fire. Above, sparks erupted from mid-air, and every time Xiao Yang made contact with Qing Suo, Xiao Yang felt an extremely powerful anti-shock force coming violently. The downward force still caused Xiao Yang to go backwards rapidly, and sweetness poured into his throat. Even if the strength of the Qinglian woman in front of him was suppressed by the Emperor's attack, the strength between him and Su Shuiying was too great. Whoa! In mid-air, blue shadows danced all over the sky, and before he knew it, it turned into blue light, enveloping Xiao Yang as much as possible, and his range of movement was getting smaller and smaller. With the limited range of movement, Xiao Yang's ancient ruler of different fires could not be fully deployed. If he was not careful, he was directly swarmed by Qingsuo, directly entangling Xiao Yang. After subduing Xiao Yang, Su Shuiying walked slowly over Qinglian. She looked at Xiao Yang's angry eyes, but did not speak. Yang felt that his body could not move under the restraint of the blue flame. Damn! His eyes flickered wildly, Xiao Yang roared in his heart. At the same time, he was also preparing the huge fire lotus seeds to slowly merge in his hands. The blue flame on the Qinglian woman's jade hand jumped. Seeing that Xiao Yang was restrained, the blue flame once again condensed and entered the latter's body directly under Xiao Yang's eyes. Offended the sun. The Qinglian woman slowly exudes an icy aura. How can it be? The black yin and yang heart was actually refined by you. The Qinglian woman also felt when the flame entered Xiao Yang's body. There were no beads in Xiao Yang's body, but there were just piles of black liquid containing terrifying energy. When the cyan flame entered Xiao Yang's body, he suddenly encountered the obstruction of 23 kinds of different fires in Xiao Yang's body, and it seemed that something was about to erupt in the deeper part of Xiao Yang's body. Xiao Yang's body has long been refined into a pile of black liquid, and it seems that he has seen a fatal attraction, and is about to burst out. Wait, this volatility is. However, to Xiao Yang's low growl, the Golden Dragon King suddenly replied. When the Golden Dragon King entered Xiao Yang's body from Su Shuiying's cyan flame, he felt something familiar in Su Shuiying's body. Wait, I'll be an adult. Hearing this answer, Xiao Yang almost vomited blood. What's that on your forehead? The Qinglian woman also woke up at this moment, and then her eyes were slightly wide, and she looked at Xiao Yang with a pair of watery eyes. When Su Shuiying's cyan flame entered Xiao Yang's forehead, she seemed to find something familiar in Xiao Yang. Su Shuiying's hat has already fallen, and a veil can't hide the surprise in her eyes. She clearly remembered what her master said. You went out to practice this trip. If you meet someone with this pattern on their forehead, you must not be an enemy. If we do encounter it, we will bring that person back at all costs. We are keeping very important things to give to this person. The words that my master had said echoed in my mind. Su Shuiying also frowned slightly. From the contact with Xiao Yang just now, she clearly felt the smell of the lines on the man in front of her. Moreover, when he hid in this ruin before, he also knew the name of the man in front of him. Xiao Yang. Also surnamed Xiao. Is it? Clan marks. Su Shuiying and her sect have always kept a remnant of the clan mark, so she is very clear about the appearance of this pattern and the power it radiates. What is that on your forehead? Su Shuiying slowly calmed down and said to Xiao Yang after a brief shock. This is my personal secret, there is no need to tell you. Xiao Yang also said calmly. Su Shuiying also forcibly suppressed the abnormality in her body, and then turned the cyan battle chi from her whole body to gather in her jade hand and attacked Xiao Yang. Just now, she felt that what was looming on Xiao Yang's forehead seemed to be what her master said, so she had to confirm some things. Boom boom boom. The cyan do chi contains terrifying power, hot as molten lava and cold as ice. Damn. Why is this woman crazy? Could it be that she really wants to take out the black yin and yang heart that I refined? Xiao Yang also scolded secretly, this woman is really not easy to deal with, and playing cards out of the way really caught Xiao Yang by surprise. In the face of such terrifying fluctuations, Xiao Yang frowned because of his concentration, because he felt a force of destruction from this fighting chi, and he obviously planned to start desperately. Although Su Shuiying's current strength has been suppressed to the level of the peak of the 3-star Do Di, but after all, her true strength is too strong for the current Xiao Yang. Therefore, even if he is now facing Su Shuiying who is suppressing his strength, Xiao Yang has no chance of winning. That is absolute suppression. The milky white flame slowly adhered to Xiao Yang's body surface, and the ancient ruler of different fire, and Xiao Yi also looked at Su Shuiying in front of him with a slightly angry brow. Bang bang bang. The terrifying cyan palm print vindictiveness, and the milky white Hengu Ji viciously collided with each other. Xiao Yang also vomited out a mouthful of blood after the attack. Cough, cough. This crazy woman is really powerful, and the level of arrogance alone has far surpassed me. Xiao Yang spat out a mouthful of blood, then took out a large amount of medicinal pills from the ring and ate it. At this time, he could no longer care about these high-level medicinal pills, and then he glanced at Su Shuiying slightly. Oh. Su Shuiying obviously did not expect this Xiao Yang to be so powerful. The palm just now seemed to be normal, but only she knew that the palm was the combined strength of her own Do Qi and Xing Yang, and its power was even stronger than that of a 4-star Do Emperor. Can only temporarily avoid the edge. Xiao Yang actually just spat out a mouthful of blood and then pushed back a few steps, which really surprised Su Shuiying. Master, what do you mean by familiar fluctuations? Xiao Yang also felt absolute oppression during the battle just now. Even if Su Shuiying's strength is suppressed now, she has little chance of winning. The woman in front of you is really not easy. Do your best to motivate your clan marks, if I expected it to be good. The Golden Dragon King said carefully staring at Su Shuiying in front of him. Master, didn't they say that you shouldn't activate the clan tattoos before you arrive at Dozian? I wonder what secrets there are in this. Xiao Yang also agreed with what his master, the Golden Dragon King, said, and didn't say much. 3 mysterious transformations of Skyfire. The first transformation. The second transformation. The third transformation. Suddenly, Xiao Yang's hands suddenly formed a handprint like lightning, and the 3 mysterious transformation of heavenly fire was completely opened by it in just a few seconds, and at the same time, the aura in Xiao Yang's body also suddenly increased. The late Samsung Do Di. The pinnacle of Samsung Do Di. Half-step 4-star Do Di. The scorching and violent fighting chi was rapidly revolving in Xiao Yang's body, and the fiery temperature slowly penetrated out, and finally penetrated into the blood vessels. With the infiltration of these high temperatures, the blood flowing in the blood vessels suddenly accelerated. With his excellent soul perception, Xiao Yang was able to perceive that there seemed to be a strange power that was rapidly moving through the blood vessels. When looking at its destination, it was the place between his eyebrows. When the strange energy in Xiao Yang's body was shuttled, Xiao Yang's eyebrows in the outside world gradually flashed a little brilliance, and faintly, a natural pattern slowly emerged, and immediately after this one. It seems that there are other lines following closely. Su Shuiying could only see Xiao Yang's eyebrows, a purple-red pattern, and a small dot appeared slowly. Seeing this scene, Su Shuiying's indifferent temperament was also stunned for a moment, and then there was a bit of astonishment in her eyes. Is this feeling? Since Xiao Yang performed the 3 mysterious transformations of heavenly fire, Su Shuiying felt more intense fluctuations from his forehead. The fluctuation is exactly the same as the mysterious pattern enshrined in his sect. In Su Shuiying's astonishment, the strange line on Xiao Yang's eyebrows is also slowly falling in a slow, but extremely firm trajectory without a slight pause in the middle. It seems that it is full of a flowing beauty. I actually met you. Su Shuiying held her lips lightly with her jade hand, so she wasn't too surprised. Under the amazement of Su Shuiying, the last trace of the pattern was finally completed at a slow speed, and just as the last trace of strength fell, a mysterious purple-red clan pattern suddenly appeared in Xiao Xiao on the flaming forehead. At the moment when the clan pattern was formed, the blood flow in Xiao Yang's body suddenly accelerated, and a strange relief passed through the blood vessels, slowly passing through the body. The clan pattern took shape. Xiao Yang's closed eyes also suddenly opened, the purple light in his eyes was bright, and after a while, the light gradually became skilled, and the Dao clan pattern between his eyebrows was also attached to his forehead under the movement of his mind. As if it were natural. Xiao Yang let out a long breath. He clearly remembered what his ancestor Xiao Xian said. Even if the clan lines at the center of his eyebrows disappeared, he could feel that at this moment, under his eyebrows, there was a strange light of energy floating. With this kind of clan lines, in the future, the 3 mysterious transformations of Tianhua would not be needed. Open it again, as long as your mind moves. This clan pattern will become the most perfect secret technique. But after all, the Do-Di continent is different from the Do-Chi continent, and it is still necessary to activate the 3 mysterious transformations of heavenly fire to activate the clan marks. Are you from the Xiao clan? Su Shuiying also bit her lip slightly, and said to Xiao Yang who motivated the clan lines. The indifference of refusing people thousands of miles away is no longer in the words. How could she know about the Xiao clan? There was also a flash of surprise in Xiao Yang's eyes. She seems to be related to your family. The Golden Dragon King also spoke slowly. What does Su Guliang mean by this? Xiao Yang also frowned. For the clan marks, it was strange that after entering the Do-Di continent, he did not feel the slightest trace of the power of other clan marks. It stands to reason that the ancestors of the Xiao family broke through Do-Di in Do-Chi continent, and was promoted to Do-Di continent as early as 10,000 years ago. So why can't I feel the aura of bloodline power when I come to Do-Di continent? Could it be that the family has gone into seclusion or been wiped out? Later, when he accepted the real Fenju inheritance that Tuosha Gudi guarded, the founder of Fenju, who is also the master of his own Tuosha Gudi master once said. Xiao Yang remembered it clearly. Don't activate the clan pattern until you reach the level of Do Xian. Xiao Yang has no doubts about the authenticity of these words, because he can also feel from the former's words that there must be some unknown secrets in it. The ring left by the ancient Emperor Tuosha and his master Jinlong King must also know something, but they are not strong enough and they will not easily tell them. It's nothing, I just want to make sure of something. Su Shuiying stared at Xiao Yang's forehead carefully, and then she turned towards the latter with a faint blue grudge. Don't worry, this flame can heal some of your injuries. Su Shuiying seemed to see Xiao Yang's wounds. Which song is this singing? Xiao Yang was also at a loss. Although this Qinglian woman was absolutely beautiful and powerful, he clearly remembered that the woman in front of her just wanted to kill Xiao Yang directly to take away the black yin and yang heart, but now her attitude is completely different from just now. Su Guliang, what are you? Xiao Yang was stunned. Since you are from the Xiao family, then we are not enemies. Su Shuiying had a different emotion under her veil, as if she was thinking about something. I remember that your Xiao family is also a very powerful race on this Dudi continent, and many of them have some sectarian forces attached to your family. And on this Dodi continent, some detached or particularly powerful races will have some powerful races as subordinates. On the one hand, it is to make the family stronger, and on the other hand, it is also because the family is inconvenient to take action and let them do something secretly. The woman in front of you should be one of them. In other words, it is the guardian of your family. The Golden Dragon King also said. Master, then why can't I feel a trace of the power of the clan pattern? The Xiao clan also asked in confusion. Your Xiao family is tyrannical on Dudi continent, but it also caused a lot of unnecessary trouble and a lot of enemies, which led to your family later. I seem to have said too much. Don't worry, your Xiao clan is also very powerful in this Dudi continent, which old monsters of your ancestors are not so easy to die. When your strength reaches, I will naturally tell you. The rest of you are now you don't need to know. The Golden Dragon King also said with a cough. Obviously he seemed to have leaked his mouth to the Xiao family just now, and his current strength is not enough for him to know this. Xiao Yang heard what his master, the Golden Dragon King, said, and he also had a plan in his heart. If so, he would first increase his strength to find the mystery of the family, Zuna and the others. The Dodi continent is no better than the Do-Chi continent. The geniuses and strong people here will only be more outstanding than the Do-Chi continent, and without a strong backing, finding a lover and family will be difficult. Then he stared at Su Shuiying, and the lines on his forehead became more and more solemn. Su Shuiying also looked at Xiao Yang carefully, and then saw the fire spirit on her shoulders and the lines on her forehead. Forget it, forget it. Bei bit his lips. My tutor once said that I went out to practice this trip. If I encounter someone with this pattern on their forehead, I must not be an enemy of them. If we do encounter it, we will bring that person back at all costs. We are keeping very important things to give to this person. Su Shuiying's silver bell-like words echoed in the hall. Then Xiao Yang's pupils shrank tightly, and when he saw a familiar pattern on Su Shuiying's hand, it slowly rose. How can it be? Xiao Yang was also shocked, because he felt a wave of homology from the pattern on Su Shuiying's hand. Every step of Su Shuiying's jade feet will bring a slight icy coldness. She gently walked over to where Xiao Yang was, and the lines on her hands became brighter and brighter. How can you have this clan mark? Xiao Yang shouted. Because Xiao Yang is very aware of what the ancestor Xiao Xian said. The clan lines of their Xiao clan were not born due to the power of blood, but were stimulated by the three mysterious transformations of the sky fire they practiced, and the power of blood. Since it is called the clan line, it must have the power of blood as the source. The woman in front of her doesn't seem to have the blood of their Xiao clan, so why does it have this clan line? This is my secret, you don't need to know it, you just need to know that we are not enemies. Su Shuiying's light lips parted slightly, facing Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang also looked at Su Shuiying in front of him in amazement. It seemed that when the woman named Su Shuiying saw the clan lines on her forehead, she was surprised at first, and then showed a trace of resistance. With Xiao Yang's eyesight, it was natural it can be seen that it seems that she or the Xiao family is not very popular with her. But don't worry, you don't need to claim the things we protect. When my strength reaches that level, I will naturally take up that thing. You people from the Xiao clan should continue to be your prodigal sons. Su Shuiying also bit her lips. Although Xiao Yang had a lot of mysteries to ask Su Shuiying, she seemed to have a big prejudice against herself, so she said, Su Guliang, are you all right? Hearing Xiao Yang's question, under Su Shuiying's gauze, a pair of watery eyes seemed to be moist. Su Shuiying stared blankly at the clan lines on Xiao Yang's forehead, motionless. The cyan flames all over her body suddenly rose sharply at this time. Her originally indifferent cheeks couldn't help but turn a little rosy, and her breathing became unstable. Xiao Yang was just a few steps away from Su Shuiying at this time, and Xiao Yang noticed Su Shuiying's strangeness immediately. Damn it! I can't hold back. Xiao Yang also ignored other questions, because he felt that the black yin and yang heart in his body that had long been swallowed up by himself was under the influence of Su Shuiying, and a terrifying energy burst out instantly, even if it was a huge dou qi, and Qihua tried their best to be unable to suppress it. A trace of black energy radiated from Xiao Yang's body, and then Xiao Yang's pupils shrank tightly, and there was a fiery restlessness from his lower body. Combining what the owner of the ruins had just seen, Xiao Yang cursed loudly. It won't be so fierce, will it? Su Shuiying was fascinated just now when she looked at the clan pattern, and didn't know what to think, but when the energy of the white yin and yang heart overflowed, she also found that something was wrong. As soon as the body softened, just when the powerless was about to fall, a broad palm accompanied by a stream of pure yang energy appeared impressively. Are you all right? Xiao Yang also held Su Shuiying's waist with one hand so as not to let her fall. Feeling the masculinity in front of her almost zero distance, Su Shuiying is also an unmanned woman. Under the influence of the white yin and yang heart, her face is flushed, and there are bursts of powder mist in her watery eyes, and even the sound of breathing all become heavier. Xiao Yang, if you destroy my innocence, I will kill you. Su Shuiying also understood the issue of yin and yang at this time, and she bit her lips lightly to control her last trace of reason, and said angrily to Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang also saw that the pharaoh-like person in his arms was struggling, and he knew that time waits for no one, and without hesitation, he pointed his finger at the Confucian skirt on Su Shuiying's lower body. Hey, I'm offended. Xiao Yang, if you dare to humiliate me, when I reply, you will take your life. Su Shuiying also watched Xiao Yang's actions, secretly knowing that the situation was not good. She couldn't help but mobilized her whole body to attack him. But after the terrifying energy of the white yin and yang heart exploded, the feeling of powerlessness spread all over the body, and it was difficult to even control the body, let alone launch an attack. And the Qinglian under his feet also burst into a dazzling light at this moment, as if desperately trying to resolve the pure yin power in Su Shuiying's body. If Xiao Yang really destroys my innocence, then I must kill him, even if he is a member of the Xiao family. Anyway, their Xiao clan is like this. Su Shuiying thought to herself, struggling with a grudge. Her eyes couldn't help but have a hint of determination. The energies of the white yin and yang heart and the black yin and yang heart converged, and it seemed to cause some different effects, like a poison. However, just as Xiao Yang was trying his best to resist the raging evil fire in his body, a slender jade arm like a lotus root suddenly grabbed his neck, a body that seemed to be soft and boneless. It also stuck to Lin Dong's arms like a water snake, and a fragrant smell rushed into Xiao Yang's nose. Boom! Su Shuiying's body like a baby's skin smelled a delicate fragrance, and the softness in Xiao Yang's arms was like the dynamite that ignited the lead, causing Xiao Yang's eyes to instantly turn red, and the reason he insisted on became weaker and weaker. The beauty was lying weakly in Xiao Yang's arms. The fairy who didn't eat the fireworks of the world at first, but now her eyes were like silk, and she was transformed into that enchanting witch. She leaned against Xiao Yang's arms, panting slightly, but the Chul, however, there are still some inaudible voices coming out. Damn, I can't hold it anymore. Xiao Yang couldn't control this much either, his fingers just attacked Su Shuiying's lower body. Su Shuiying closed her eyes. Tears could not help flowing down her watery eyes, and the tulle disappeared completely at this moment, revealing a face that was enough to make all things lose their faces. Xiao Yan gently tapped Su Shuiying's lower abdomen 3 times in a row, and then Su Shuiying felt that the strangeness on her body was slowly disappearing, and the charming and crispy enchanting disappeared at this moment. Returning to the original coldness appearance, strength seems to have recovered some. Su Shuiying also opened her eyes and looked at Xiao Yang in a daze. Obviously, she did not expect Xiao Yang in front of her to be like this. Mother, didn't you say that the Xiao clan we guard are all ungrateful little people? But why isn't he like what you said? Xiao Yang naturally didn't know that Su Shuiying thought so much. From the moment when her yin and yang heart couldn't be suppressed completely and began to erupt, her master Jinlong King knew that there would be such a situation, and couldn't help but recall the scene just now. Hey, little Yanzi, such a beauty is really cheap for you, boy. Now you two are under the influence of black and white yin and yang. If you don't take yin and replenish yang, you will die and it will be ugly. The Golden Dragon King looked at him playfully. Something was wrong, Xiao Yang said. Master, don't irritate me, I have a family. Besides, Su Shuiying certainly has a beautiful appearance, but from what I just said, I am sure that she is the guardian of our Xiao clan, and it seems that I have a great prejudice against our Xiao family. Although I am a man, I can't do things like taking advantage of people's dangers. She is the guardian of our family. It must have been very hard to protect her for so long. I still have a lot of mysteries that I haven't solved yet. How can I make others feel cold? Xiao Yang also hugged Su Shuiying and said. Looking closely, it is no exaggeration to say that Su Shuiying after the tulle disappeared. As Su Shuiying began to pant heavily, her cheeks and body became very hot at this moment. Master, don't play with me, how can I solve this? Xiao Yang was also stimulated by Su Shuiying's appearance. Something seemed to be about to move, and hurriedly asked for help to the master, the Golden Dragon King. Are you sure you don't? Looking at the strength of this woman, she is not weak. If you accept her now, maybe she will obey you. A woman with a strong background is also a good one. The Golden Dragon King still maintained a playful voice. Look at Xiao Yang. Master, please stop playing with me. Su Shuiying is definitely not that kind of person. I know from her emotions just now, if I destroy her innocence, she will definitely be with me forever. And she is comparable to the 5-star fighting emperor. Or even stronger, I just think about it. Xiao Yang also looked at his master in amazement. All right. You use the remaining vindictive energy in your fingers, and touch the woman's lower abdomen 3 times in a row to temporarily help her control this power, and then stimulate the strange fire in your body, using the characteristics of the strange fire. This can also suppress the outbreak of the black and white yin and yang heart for a while. The Golden Dragon King also spoke slowly. Xiao Yang also turned around, and this was the funny scene just now. Let go of me. Su Shuiying also recovered from the daze just now. Although didn't know what Xiao Yang did to him, one thing was certain, he was still a little sensible just now. Xiao Yang's seemingly indecent move seemed to be the white yin and yang energy that was about to explode. Under pressure. However, although the energy of the white yin and yang heart was temporarily suppressed, it would relapse sooner or later. Su Shuiying bit her lips, obviously she didn't know what to do. Xiao Yang didn't do anything special just now, and he wanted to take his yang energy before. Su Shuiying couldn't help, but fell into deep thought. Xiao Yang was also helpless when he heard that. He saved her with good intentions and ended up being a bad person. This is really... Master, what should we do now? We won't be able to suppress it for too long. When it erupts again... Xiao Yang also frowned. The situation is obviously very bad right now. It's just the yin and yang heart in this legend, not to mention the blood essence of the legendary master of the ruins. Originally, this yin and yang heart must be combined with yin and yang, and I can't help it, but I can feel another yin and yang energy from you. Although it is weak, it is enough to resolve this yin and yang heart. The Golden Dragon King also slowly the way. I still have a very weak energy of one yin and one yang in me. Xiao Yan murmured to himself after hearing what his master said. Could it be the 7th-grade medicinal pill that was swallowed at the beginning, the yin-yang xianlong pill? Xiao Yan tried to recall and seemed to remember. That should be it. The Golden Dragon King obviously doesn't know why Xiao Yan has the power of yin and yang in his body, but this can just resolve the immediate crisis, otherwise the Qinglian woman in front of him is really. What should I do now? Su Shuiying calmed down a little and asked Xiao Yang, as if the cold feeling was no longer in her mouth. What else can I do? Aren't you going to kill me to get yang? Come on, I can't beat you now anyway. Xiao Yang also said helplessly. Su Shuiying's eyes were also slightly wrinkled. She didn't expect Xiao Yang to hold such vengeance, but it was her own fault just now, and she was silent immediately. Xiao Yang also only expressed his anger. Not only did this woman have a good appearance, but her strength was also too strong, so Xiao Yang could not push her too hard. Later, he also recalled the traces of yin and yang power in his body that his master, the Golden Dragon King, said. I remember back in the days, when I was on the Great Plains of the Black Territory on the Dochi continent, when I obtained 3,000 thunderbolts, I also got a 7th-grade medicinal pill, yin-yang xianlong pill, refined by my senior brother Yao Feng. It is said that when this elixir was made, a vision appeared in the sky. 2 dragon souls, one yin and one yang, shot straight into the sky from the cauldron, intertwined with each other, and finally condensed into the elixir body. And the effect of yin-yang profound dragon pill earth is not to directly improve one's strength, but to break through. If someone takes this yin-yang profound dragon pill in the future, when he is seriously injured, or his life is on the verge of dying, if he is lucky, this thing will give you the opportunity to break through. It makes people feel like they are transformed, no matter their body, soul or even fighting spirit, they can all reach a higher level. In other words, as long as someone eats it, even if the body is fatally injured in the future, there is no need to worry about life, because maybe, this is your complete transformation. And after that, he went to rescue his master Yao Lao, and was seriously injured by the old ghost Zhan Xingxing, and then he used the magical effect of yin-yang xianlong pill. Break and stand. Successfully advanced to Dozun. And when Xiao Yang was promoted to Dozun at that time, he also consumed the efficacy of this one-time yin-yang xianlong pill, but even if the efficacy of this pill was consumed, there was still some yin-yang power remaining in Xiao Yang's body. In vivo. Xiao Yang was stunned. Master, how can I draw out the weak yin and yang power in my body now? Xiao Yang also figured out the reason and asked. According to what you said, Xiao Yanzi, you devoured a 7th-grade medicinal pill yin-yang profound dragon pill, and thus possessed a trace of yin-yang qi, then the best way now is to swallow a drop of the bloodthirsty dragon you have just recovered from. The blood essence obtained from the lizard is also a dragon-type beast, so it should be able to draw out the traces of yin and yang power in your body. The Golden Dragon King also thought for a while and then said. Xiao Yang also saw that Su Shuiying, who had been guarding herself a little at first, seemed to have gradually let go of her guard, and her eyes were slightly wrinkled as she was uncertain. Su Guliang, don't worry. I have a way to resolve this yin and yang problem, and I don't need to combine yin and yang. Xiao Yang also looked helplessly at the Qinglian woman in front of him. From her words and his master, she knew that she would definitely be with her. His family has a lot of roots. Xiao Yang gently took out a jade bottle, and then caught the scarlet blood with the palm of the milky white flame. Then he breathed a sigh of relief, and looked down at the scarlet blood that was burning in the milky white flame's hand. Xiao Yi on Xiao Yang's shoulder was also babbling non-stop. Since Xiao Yi merged the 23 kinds of different fire sources on the Do-Chi continent, her intelligence is the same as that of a normal person, but after coming to Do-Di continent he seldom spoke, and Xiao Yang was also very surprised. Su Shuiying is also thinking about how to solve the problem of yin and yang. Although it has been suppressed for the time being, if she does not find a solution, she will repeat the same mistakes. Su Shuiying also stared at the latter after Xiao Yang spoke, as if the latter had something to do. Then he saw that the scarlet blood on Xiao Yang's palm was slowly burning. With Su Shuiying's eyesight, she could naturally see the extraordinariness of this drop of blood essence. The terrifying power contained in it was clearly the blood of dragon monsters, and her beautiful eyes moved slightly, and she didn't know what Xiao Yang was going to do. Xiao Yang was overjoyed as he watched the drop of scarlet blood in the palm of his hand slowly begin to melt and fall off. This blood contains the extremely violent power of the magic dragon. This thing cannot be used indiscriminately, otherwise, it will definitely make him fall into the tragedy of body explosion, but this is nothing to Xiao Yang. The problem is that he is an alchemist himself, and he is quite reconciled with the violent factor in these energies. As long as he is given enough time, at that time, he will be able to absorb all the blood safely. Moreover, this burning blood of the bloodthirsty dragon lizard is also to use its natural talent, bloodthirsty. Because only in this way can the traces of yin and yang in Xiao Yang be awakened. Xiao Yang also looked at the pain. These 7 drops were enough to cast the bloodthirsty form of bloodthirsty dragon, the blood essence, which was comparable to the blood of a 5-star fighting emperor. So using 1 drop like this, because of Xiao Yang's temperament, he couldn't help it. Flesh pain. This is the means of destiny. Boom boom boom. A drop of blood essence from the bloodthirsty dragon lizard was refined by Xiao Yang's milky white flame in a short time. The scarlet blood slowly spread from Xiao Yang's palm to the whole body. Then a layer of scarlet light shield visible to the naked eye appeared on Xiao Yang's body tilde, and Xiao Yang was also wrapped tightly. When Su Shuiying saw Xiao Yang's appearance, she couldn't help being surprised. Because with her current strength, it is also very difficult to deal with the light shield on Xiao Yang's body. She can feel that Xiao Yang's light shield at this time has a huge power, although he did not have a complete victory period. She would be afraid, but she obviously didn't have that power at this time. A drop of blood essence of the bloodthirsty dragon lizard was refined by Xiao Yang, and when the scarlet photovoltaic covered the whole body, a loud dragon roar came from Xiao Yang's side. To be precise, which light shield came from? As the dragon's roar came out, some forces in Xiao Yang's body also resonated in bursts, and the 2 forces gradually awakened and emerged slowly. Boom boom boom. A force of pure yin and a force of pure yang suddenly appeared in Xiao Yang's palm. Although it was weak, it was enough to cope with the situation in front of him. Su Shuiying stared blankly at the 2 forces in Xiao Yang's palm. One seemed to be the same pure yin force as the white yin and yang heart she had just swallowed, and the other was the pure yang of the black yin and yang heart that Xiao Yang had swallowed. The power is the same. Success. It will be easy to do next. Xiao Yang also wiped away his sweat, saying that using the blood of the bloodthirsty dragon lizard to resonate with the yin-yang profound dragon pill swallowed by himself also has the possibility of failure. If it fails, then it can only. Fortunately, he succeeded. Then he threw the pure yang power in his hand at Su Shuiying, because Xiao Yang still had many family mysteries that he had yet to solve. Xiao Yang also had a small calculation in his heart. Since his master, the Golden Dragon King, didn't say it, then Su Shuiying should say it. This video will end here.